using HTS in our customer machines right now.
The solutions that we offer as a systems integrator are more in line with what's driving the customer focus today. A lot of the customers, of course, with the lower price of oil, are concerned with reducing costs. And of course, with the reduction in cost, they would like to consolidate resources. So we're seeing a lot more requests for pooled bandwidth type of environments where we're moving away from dedicated point-to-point circuits, and they want to try to rein in their assets, have bandwidth be more flexible, right, to where it can move from location to location dynamically based on their need, whatever the case may be. And then, of course, building in, applications and software, and through our R&D centers, developing new technologies that allow that bandwidth portability and bandwidth flexibility to operate more dynamically, more in real time, and more in line with their needs, so their business applications. Absolutely. The oil and gas customer is a very unique customer. They're a very educated customer. They're mature in the market. They know, they're very well versed in the products and the applications, and they know what they want. So it is a little bit of a challenging market when compared to other satellite consumers. But they're also a very interesting group of folks to work with because of their unique knowledge. They actually can drive some of our development. In fact, we're looking into, we've developed a product specific to oil and gas called Fuel that we've taken as a hybrid from one of our cruise line divisions, right, which used to be a Maestro product, and we've taken it and rebranded it as Fuel. And it's an appliance that sits at the remote site that manages all of the different connections on a vessel, right? So if a rig has a C-band, KU-band, L-band system, 4G LTE transmission system from the vessel, well, you have different profiles of traffic that you want to go over those different links. So for example, if your primary VSAT communications fails and you migrate to an L-band service, which is metered and fairly expensive, you don't want things like Facebook going over that. You want your more mission critical applications. So it's a manager of all of the connections on board. It gives the folks on board as well a granularity that they've never had before. The captain can go into the system, sit at his console, go in and manage what is allowed to take place on his vessel. So if we have mission critical operations and we don't want people goofing around with crew welfare, he has the ability to go in with a click of a button and shut that down. Global operations, if a vessel's roaming and you're moving into an area where C-band transmission is not allowed due to licensing or whatever the case may be, the system can set up geofencing parameters that alerts not only ourselves but the customer, hey, you're moving into an area where you're not allowed to transmit in C-band. You need to switch over. That switchover can be automated. It can be done with a push of a button by the local personnel or our EMC support folks. Once again, the challenges we see is the consolidation of resources, right? So a lot of these oil and gas customers have had services around the world, and they may have vendor X in Asia-Pac region, they may have vendor Y in the Gulf of Mexico, but a consolidation of those resources to where you can not only share the bandwidth, but move to a common platform so that when assets do move between regions, that migration is much more seamless. So we're seeing that as a challenge and something that's just driving the business. Well, everybody knows that the HTS is coming, and for the large part, it's here. We're seeing EMC is working today with the HTS technologies. We're getting quite a bit of traction, especially in the Middle East and Southeast Asia and Papua New Guinea. And we're looking to develop and ways to enhance that service, right? Because nobody's really sure what the end game application is for HTS. Everybody can speculate that it's going to be more video and more, high, of course, taking advantage of the low latency with products like O3B, to where you can do more of your real-time control, automation. We were working with a subsea company that it's very crucial to reduce the latency when remote controlling ROVs all around the world. So, I think that's going to be the big focus in the future is really trying to figure out where the HTS fit is and how the applications and systems and delivery systems, for that matter, are going to be able to keep up with the growing bandwidth demand. So that's going to be a challenge. There are other high throughput technologies. In fact, EMC has made a substantial investment to the EPIC product, which will be delivered by Intelsat. And I believe the 2016 we'll be looking at bringing up first services on the product. So EPIC's a little more flexible with respect to the equipment at the remote site. We're seeing that we're going to be able to reuse quite a bit of the infrastructure that's in place today with KU-band systems with minor modifications. Where you compare that to the O3B product, which the MEO type KA-band solutions, you're going to have to obviously alter the remote site equipment. So the EPIC product is on its way. Like I said, we made a heavy investment in it, and we're looking forward to determining how that's going to roll out in the market. Absolutely. The HTS product, EMC has been involved heavily with the development of HTS. We were originally involved with O3B, for example, in developing the MEO-Link system that drives the dual antenna function in that system. So we've taken kind of a leadership role with the HTS organizations and with as well as with EPIC, with Intelsat. We were crucial in working with Intelsat to develop and deliver HTS to the cruise market. I think it will have a positive impact on our relationships with our customers. I mean, we need to remain on the cutting edge of technology, and of course that is the next thing that's coming. And our customers are beginning to, HTS is transforming from what was a buzzword that everybody was a little leery about, to where we're actually rolling out systems and we're developing a trust with our customers that, hey, this is a reality. We've been involved with it from the beginning, and that we know what we're talking about. So I think with respect to our customers, they're learning to trust us a little bit more, and we're learning to trust our vendors at the same time, with it being such a new technology. But as far as changing the market, I mean, it's absolutely going to change the market. I mean, it's going to bring, there was I listened to a speech the other day, and somebody hit the nail on the head. The kids that are growing up today, don't know life without connectivity, and it's only going to progress, and their expectation in remote locations is to be able to use their smartphones, to be able to pull down videos, to be able to chat with their families back home, and to be able to have a HTS transport system that can sustain that need is going to be key. So I think that's how the market's going to change. I mean, we're going to have to fill those pipes, and there's a lot of bandwidth to fill. Good question. I see HTS filling the role of satisfying that need that we just spoke about, to be able to change the way remote users. I mean, if you look back to, let me back up for a second. If you look back to 10 years ago, communications on a satellite, on a rig, 10 years ago, and the applications and the expectation of the end user, to where we are today, 10 years later, and there's the kind of the advent of HTS and all of the progressions that we've made thus far. It's really amazing to sort of look forward, 3 to 5 years into the future and imagine where we will be with all of this capacity that's being launched. As a service integrator, EMC, it's a huge challenge to us. So how do we use those pipes? How do we make it more efficient? What what can we do through our research and development facilities to come up with the next product that's going to squeeze everything out of that link. So somebody the other day was asking the question about a 500 gig satellite link, which sounds insane, but with the technology and compression techniques that are coming along, coupled with the HTS, I think it could be attainable in the next 3 to 5 years, as crazy as it sounds. But I think that's where we're headed. I mean, the market's not slowing down as far as its growth and its expectation to deliver higher bandwidth, lower latency, and it's really quite impressive, and I'm glad to be a part of it.